well, could have been a nail tech by now, and then you could have helped me. And I was like, oh, we're still on that?
If I'm not afraid, don't be afraid.
Yeah, she's like,
When I'm afraid, run. Hey there, this is Melissa with Under the Top Coat, where the polish is always glossy and the conversation could get spicy and nothing stays filed for very long. I'm with Jessica Masker. She is one of our senior nail techs at Polished in Ocala, Florida. And we are here today in Atlanta, Georgia at the Nail Carnival. And we are doing this live for the very first time on location. So welcome, Jessica, to Under the Top Coat. This is going to be a great, fun little adventure.
thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited, and I'm very honored to be here.
Well, you are the one that has pushed me and pushed me and pushed me to get in front of the camera, and I have put it back for so long. And here we are in Atlanta, Georgia, right? Who knew?
Right.
Who knew you were going to be in the hot seat first, right off the rip?
Yeah, because if I would have known that, maybe I wouldn't have encouraged so hard.
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
kidding.
there you go.
Just kidding.
Okay, so we're going to go through, I'm going to ask you some questions about your journey in the industry, and then we're going to do some fun rapid fire questions. So nothing too terrible,
Okay.
but we'll save that for when we get back to Ocala.
Okay, deal.
Okay, so what inspired you to join the nail industry?
Well, actually, you did, because I feel like I have a very different entry into this industry where I met a lady at a farmer's market, and she was like, "Hey, I have a salon. You should come in and get a pedicure." And she was buying bows for me and for her little girls, and I was like, "Oh, that's so nice." And I'm like, "Sure," because I didn't wear nails. I think I had gotten like one pedicure before, like years before that in my lifetime. So I went to her salon and I got a pedicure by her. And I ended up selling my bows in her salon for a few years. And she was like, you do such intricate work with these bows and stuff. Like, you're very talented artsy wise. Like, you should go to nail school. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And fast forward a few years later, because what she didn't know at that time was I have dyslexia. So the thought of going back as an adult to school was terrifying for me. And I just thought I would never actually pay to get rejected, especially in the education world.
I can see that, yeah.
So I was like, absolutely not. So fast forward 3 years later.
When I begged you and begged you and begged you and begged
Yes, that is so true. I was changing jobs, and my daughter was in school, and she was little, and you were like, "Hey, why don't you come work for me as a receptionist just a few days a week while your daughter's in school?" So I was like, "Okay, I can totally do that." And one day, not too far into starting, I think it was like a week or so, there was another nail tech there, and she got sick. You had been working like 12-hour shifts, and a 12-hour shift on that day, and we had to rework the book. So I'm reworking the book, and you're like, "I'll stay for a few clients." And I felt so bad because there you had already worked 12 hours back to back. You took clients on the hour every hour with no break.
That's true.
Pure facts. And I was like, "Oh man, I'll stay." I was like, even if I can at least get you like more water in your cup.
Yeah.
clean
You
some,
clean that pedicure chair.
clean and sanitize some tools for you.
right.
Kind of
Get
get
the
some
laundry
stuff.
going.
The hold hostage to the phone, so you didn't have to worry about that.
Right.
Even though I know that was all I could do, and I felt so bad for you. And you looked at me, and you looked at your watch, and you looked down, and you said, "Well, could have been a nail tech by now, and then you could have helped me." And I was like, "Oh, we're still on that." I was like, "Oh man." So I went home
Yeah.
and told my family about it, thinking it was funny because I'm like, they know me enough to know I would never go back to any type of education.
I begged you and just said, go. And I think
did.
you were afraid of the testing because of your dyslexia.
I was afraid of the testing. I was afraid of the rejection and being
And I just kept
older.
saying, just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
Just
Just
get your
pass that
license.
test. Pass that test.
I remember you said, you go, "Listen, I know what you're going to be like when you come out of nail school. And if I'm not afraid, you shouldn't be afraid. Because
That's
I'm
true.
going to teach you."
I say that to students now. If I'm not afraid, don't be afraid.
Yeah, she's like,
When I'm afraid, run.
yeah, I'm right behind you. But I was like, okay, let me. My dad actually was like, I think you should do it. And my mom's like, higher education always. And I think because I wasn't a kid anymore, I was an adult. I was 34 when I started nail school.
Yeah.
And I thought that that made the fear even greater for me because I was like, oh my gosh, I am not going to go back to school to fail.
Right.
And it was my dad who said, don't tell anybody. Just go. And if you fail, then you fail. It is no, don't even worry about it.
I was never going to let you fail.
I know, but with the testing and stuff,
Yeah.
because you know what, that's, again, it's a world I just didn't know anything about other than the few weeks at the salon that I
Yeah.
had worked with you as a receptionist.
Right.
And so you're like, if you go, you have a table here. I'm going to train you. I'm going to personally mentor you, and don't worry about it. Just go
Yeah.
get your license. And then my dad said, you should go. Me and your mom will, pay for it. I said, you're not paying for my education. I'm 34 years old. And he goes, oh, are you paying for it? I said, no, because I'm not going. And he said, your education will be cheaper than your sister going to nursing
That's
school
right,
and
that's
your
right.
other sister doing cosmetology school and real estate school. So you're totally fine. Don't worry about it. Go. And if you pass, I will buy your tools. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was put in a position of I had so much support from Melissa at Polished and my family at home.
That would be me, Melissa at Polish.
Yeah, that would be Melissa. Melissa Goodson. That I couldn't say no to that opportunity. And I remember sitting there as a receptionist and watching, because you had a couple nail techs at the time when I had started as a receptionist, and they would just kind of sit there, do their nails, kind of just, when they didn't have someone, kind of just be, but not be as productive as I think. Wow, you're sitting next to someone who's been doing nails for over 20 years in this industry that can mentor you.
Right.
If that was me, I would be sitting next to her.
You did. You sat next to me hard and heavy. You would sit next to me so close and breathe like Darth Vader.
I can't help it.
And I would say, Jessica, stop breathing.
And I
So
would
hard,
get so
not
close
to stop breathing,
to you,
to stop breathing
and
so
I would
hard.
get closer and closer. But I just remember, if I was in that position, I would take that opportunity. Which is funny because the conversation came like a week later from that thought in my head.
Right.
And then my dad said, just go and see what happens. And you were so supportive and you were so reassurance. And it's funny because when I was in school, so my first day of nail school, I didn't go to the wonderful Polished Nail Academy because
Right,
it didn't exist at that
Didn't
time.
exist yet, yeah.
And I remember it was a twinkle in your eye.
You told me, you said, I'm going to wait until you open a school.
Yes.
And I said, oh, I don't know how long that's going to take. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God you went when I
think it was
told you.
like 3 years later.
Yeah.
After I had
COVID
already
was
went
right
to
in the middle of
school.
that.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
And so I was like, my first day of nail school, I went to a free flow program. So people came and went, which sounds very fun and interesting because you kind of go at your own pace. But that's the most horrible thing, in my opinion, because I saw where it didn't work.
Yeah.
If you weren't there every day, some of the girls, I went to school with technically 16 girls at that school that I saw while I was there for 3 months.
Right.
At the time in the state of Florida, it was 240 hours
Right.
was the program. So some girls were there a year for a 3-month program.
Yeah.
That if they would have just gone every day.
Which is super unfortunate because there's no way the education can be current and
No.
you're learning on a Wednesday in January and come back on a Thursday in March.
Right.
Like there's no, I don't know how that works.
It doesn't. It
Yeah.
truly doesn't. And I remember some of the girls that were there on my first day, they were asking why are you going to nail school, And everyone answer was pretty much the same. It was their passion. They had done it since they were kids in school and they painted their mom's nails and their friends' nails. And when it came to me, I was like, my friends said that I should go to nail school. That was my answer. I didn't know the difference between regular polish and gel. I didn't paint my own nails. I didn't paint my daughter's nails. I grew up in the FFA world and the ag world, showing hogs and steers and lambs and that whole livestock world. So we didn't wear stuff on our nails because we would always
Right.
mess stuff up. So it just wasn't in the forefront of my mind.
And then you met me,
And then I met you, and then I
and
got
the whole world changed.
yes, I got pretty nails
You got pretty nails.
all the time. So
What
I-
do you think? What do you think? Like one lesson would be that this industry has taught you thus far in your journey.
nobody's journey is the same.
That is true.
Nobody's journey is the same. So be kind to yourself, because
Be kind to others
yeah,
because not everybody's
patient
journey is
with
the
other
same.
people.
Sure.
Because it's
Yeah.
a process, and this, I think anything in the artistic world which we are in, it takes involvement and skill, and that comes with time and practice and repetition and never giving up. It doesn't, even if you're naturally skilled at some parts of the industry, there are going to be other things that you struggle with.
Right.
And not everybody's struggle is the same.
Right.
And I think for me as an individual, I can be very insecure and think that everything that I do is never good enough. So why
Right.
even try or why even do it? But this industry, and especially with you backing me, has pushed me so far out of what I ever would have even
Right.
tried. I probably,
Right.
if I was a nail tech on my own, A, I don't think I would have lasted this long. And B, I think I probably would have just done
I
gel
think that's what I
manicures.
fear a lot for students too, because there's some talented young ladies that come through
Yes.
Polish Nail Academy.
Yes.
And I wish there were more mentors out there. I wish
Yeah.
more nail techs would take the time with newbies and show them the ropes and show them how.
Yeah.
Mean, I think so many people don't have an opportunity of having a mentor. And when you become a mentor and you see somebody shine like you have been, it's a neat feeling on my end to be a mentor and to see you and your journey. I couldn't be more proud of you.
Stop it. I'm like, cry. I'm a big girl
Okay.
and I'm not going to cry.
What advice would you give for somebody just starting out?
I think it kind of goes back to the first part. Like, be kind to yourself and be patient with yourself. If you want it, keep doing it. Keep going at what you're struggling with. Don't give it up so easily. Like, if you struggle with acrylic, don't say, fine, I'll just do gel.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what I would have done if
Yeah.
you weren't my mentor and I
Right,
didn't
right.
have that support system.
Yeah.
I would have stayed in my comfort zone. And I never would have seen a whole other side of the industry and my talents.
Right.
Because I would have given up easily. So don't give up easily, even when you struggle at something. I think in general, we think if it doesn't come easy to us, we're not good at it. So
Right.
move on and try something else.
Right.
And that's such a lie. And I'm realizing this in my
You got to stick with it.
yeah, I'm like 40
Yeah.
now, and I'm 41 now, and I'm like, if I would have done that and listened to that voice that I've listened to my entire
Jessica,
life.
I think you're 42.
Am I 40? It's September. What is the math? No, wait, no, I'm going to be 42 in September, right?
I don't know.
83.
I think we're going to have to recalculate
Remember,
that
I
number.
said I'm dyslexic, so I'm not sure.
She's dyslexic. I think she's 42.
Oh, crap.
Anywho.
Then I'm going to be 43 this year? Ugh.
What changes, or is there a change that you would like to see in nail education?
Yes. I don't really know how to articulate this. And I know I'm going to probably get zinged for this, but having more actual qualified people to educate people. And I say that I'm not an educator myself, but I'm saying that as the person who's watching stuff on the internet, it can be very confusing and misleading. For when I as a nail tech have invested heavily into my education. I
Right.
go to a lot of things all over the country.
Yeah.
I've even invested into classes in the United Kingdom, and we do online classes and things like that. It's expensive, yes, but it's worth it to learn from the people that actually can truly tell you how to do something.
Right.
The proper way, the safe way, and the way that that particular brand that you have picked says so.
Yes.
And I think that we have a lot of people on the internet that wants to be internet famous
Yeah.
for a second
Yeah.
and don't have the qualification to really be teaching people
Right.
because people are in other states, other rules, other countries are other rules. Like,
I think that's a big struggle too in the classroom is we have so many students that find that passion online and they are getting education from all over the place. And I try to come in and say, please use that as inspiration and not gospel because they're
Yeah.
learning steps and techniques that aren't maybe legal in the state of Florida where we are. And they pick up really, really bad habits, and we're trying to overcome those habits in the classroom. And we have 8 small, short little weeks in there to try to make that happen. So I agree with you. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah, I
but
don't
feel
either.
Like
But
use it for inspiration rather than gospel.
right, and I feel like because I had a different way of coming into this industry with you, I remember you saying to me, like, don't watch too many videos and stuff because sometimes you don't know what you're watching, and I don't know what you're watching to be able to help you correct if you have a bad habit. And that
Right.
really stuck with me because I went into nail school not knowing what to expect, and I think that was a blessing for me.
Right.
As much as it pushed me back in my mind to what everyone else was doing around me,
Right.
like I couldn't even pick up acrylic. Like it was a sad story, but it actually I
But
feel
then we
like
got you good product and a good
oh
brush.
yes, once you move.
Hashtag profiles backstage.
Absolutely, and the drop it like it's hot 10
Yeah,
brush.
drop it like it's hot. That's
works
right.
miracles. But I think for me, I was such a clean slate, and I made it sure like, don't try to overcompensate with anything,
Right.
and try your best just to focus on what you need to learn,
Right.
the foundation, and then art and all that stuff will come separate. Yes,
Yeah,
but
because I taught you how to bake the cake. And then we
Exactly.
learned how to decorate, right?
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to look at my nails one day and go, that's crisp, that's clean because that foundation is in place, right?
Right.
But I think that was the unique, as much as people would think that was a deficit for me, looking back at it, I feel like that was a bonus for me.
Right,
Because
right.
I was moldable to when I got to the salon and I got my license.
Well, I think too, you're open to learning. And I think that sometimes when we have students come in through the class, some say they're open to learning, but in
Right.
fact, they really aren't. And
Yeah.
so you have to be opening to learning. I mean, just right in this room right now, we have how many educators in here, people educating?
Yeah,
Like
it's
different
amazing.
education going on in this very room that we're sitting in. It's amazing. And I think that if more students, more people like you have more mentors and more students, or even if you've been in the industry for a while, don't think that your education stops once you graduate.
No.
And don't use online as gospel. Come into these events like
Absolutely.
this and sit in front of Jotana over at Gotti over here
Yeah.
and let her demo some things on you like that. That's where it's at.
Like truly, and I think if you think that you learn it somewhere else and you're stuck in that way and you're never open to maybe things change and evolve. I feel like the nail industry is like the medical industry. It's always changing and evolving. You're
sure.
always finding new ways, safe ways to do something.
Yeah.
So if you think, oh, I learned it this way, this is the gospel way, make sure that you are verifying and have that person that's teaching
You got to bob and weave in this industry.
you
man.
do. That
Bob and
person
weave, bob
that's
and weave.
teaching you needs to be credible. Like you
Yeah.
got to kind of like check them out. What makes this person the person I should be learning from?
Right, that's true.
Do research.
Well, I appreciate your time.
Yes.
We are going to move on to a rapid fire round
Oh, okay.
of under the top coat. Okay, so really I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions and you're
Okay.
just going to answer me. That's it.
Okay.
Nothing hard, nothing
Try not to
terrible.
think.
Are you ready?
I guess so.
Okay. Hard gel or soft gel?
Hard gel,
Okay. Acrylic or dip?
acrylic,
Favorite nail shape? Go.
almond.
What is your biggest salon pet peeve?
Oh.
Quick.
My biggest salon pet peeve is probably people showing me AI pictures. My clients show me AI pictures.
Cuticle nippers, essential or excessive?
What does that mean? Cuticle
Is it
nippers?
essential, like to use cuticle nippers, or
No, not at all. I never use them.
use that rosebud from Profiles
Oh yeah,
Backstage,
but that's not a cuticle nipper.
or the poppy? Yep.
Yes,
Yep, yep.
those are essential. Those are everything.
So a client cancels last minute. What is your internal reaction? What are you feeling in your heart?
I
in your
sweat a
soul?
little, and then I find out.
Then you start moving people around.
Yeah, reach out to the people that were sick or on vacation and get them in the chair.
What is the most overhyped nail trend right now?
Oh God, those duck things.
Yeah,
I don't like them, and
Yeah?
I think that they're ridiculous, and I don't know why we see them.
I think it's the Aura nails. It's so overhyped. It looks like a big dot in the middle of it. I can't unsee it.
Okay, I misunderstood.
I don't
that
know.
question.
Everyone loves it. Everyone loves it. We do it.
Well, we do it, but the oral nails look a little unfinished. Like something happened.
There's just something in the middle. I can't
something
unsee
happened,
it.
like bubbled up or something.
One nail brand that you're loyal to.
Profiles.
Backstage. What is your favorite thing to teach?
Probably the pedicure class.
Okay. And then, if you could ban one service, like never do a service again, what would that service be?
Ooh. Probably the hybrid that we do.
The hybrid?
Yeah, the hybrid. Just because I do so few of them, and it's not my favorite, and I feel like we waste too much product with it. It's ridiculous.
Well, I want to thank you so much for being on this episode of Under the Top Coat. I'm sure I'm going to have you back in the purple chair back down in Florida.
Yes.
And I have fun today.
Yes, I will.
Have fun this weekend.
Thank you so much for having
Thanks
me.
for coming,
This is
man.
a true honor.
See you later.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace out.